Coming this Black Friday to Kindle and e-readers everywhere, from the author of the Simp Trilogy, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Vanginas, They Look Like Men But They Act Like Ladies, and The Misadventures of Captain Saberhold comes Stop Simping in the Workplace. Learn what mistakes not to make in the workplace with women and protect your job in Stop Simping in the Workplace. Pre-order your copy on e-readers today. Many pollsters and pundits are saying that there was a whitelash at the polls on Tuesday, and that's not the case at all. When we look at the demographics of America, we see that Donald Trump was able to win support from people of all races and all ages across the country. Now, when we look at the demographics of America, yes, Donald Trump did win a large majority of white male voters. However, we also look at other categories where he gained large amounts of support. And one of the groups that he gained a large amount of support from, surprisingly, was white women. Now, in the media, they presented an Access Hollywood hot mic where Donald Trump was sitting talking to Billy Bush and making vulgar statements about women. And this statement was supposed to have alienated a large demographic of females. But we see from the 66% of white women who voted for Trump that many weren't really that offended. Moreover, we also see that they were also negative ads saying that Donald Trump didn't like Mexicans and pretty much saw Mexicans as rapists and criminals. Now, those ads came out, but we also see that Hispanics, over 30% of Hispanics, went to vote for your Donald Trump. Many in places like Florida, which is predominantly has a large Hispanic base. So if this was the case, why would Donald Trump get large majorities of Hispanics in places that like Florida and win states like Florida with large Hispanic populations and large Hispanic populations in states such as Texas? So we look at that statement and again we see that there isn't really any sort of whitelash. And the last group that we thought that Hillary Clinton thought she had in the bag was the black community. And yes, Hillary Clinton got a lot of votes in the black community from black women. And she got quite a few from black men. However, the big surprise was seeing that 15% of black men decided to vote for your Donald Trump. And when we look at the demographics, we clearly see that this vote for Trump was not really about Trump. It was really about the Democratic Party's lack of leadership. Hillary Clinton did not run a strong campaign showing us what direction she was going to go in different. Your Donald Trump pretty much ran a campaign where he was talking about making change. The same change your Barack Obama promised people 8 years ago, but never delivered on. And the irony is, your Hillary Clinton pretty much ran on preserving and protecting the legacy of Barack Obama, a legacy that has not helped anyone in America. Many of the people who voted for Trump were high school graduates, and many of them were people with what many people would say a limited education, and they were voting because they did not see any opportunity coming to them. People like myself were sitting there saying, where was the opportunity? 8 years ago, your Barack Obama promised hope and change. He promised to focus on jobs and the economy. Instead, your Barack Obama pretty much focused on his ego and his legacy and focused on things like pushing through an Affordable Care Act that is now unaffordable. Your Unaffordable Care Act now will be costing $16,000 next year for the average American. And most Americans were just frustrated with the lack of response from your Obama administration, which had become more and more aloof, more and more disconnected. And they looked at Hillary Clinton and said, this was 4 more years of the same. And what really aggravated a lot of men was the fact that they looked at your Hillary Clinton and they saw themselves losing any sort of connection to their own country. As I see it, a lot of men were angry at the direction of the country under Barack Obama, his ineffective leadership, his inability to connect with people, and his inability to set a tone and a direction. The country was running Barack Obama wasn't running the country. And Hillary Clinton was saying she was going to preserve the legacy of Barack Obama, and that was one of the core reasons why a lot of Americans just decided to vote for Trump. They wanted somebody who was going to be a leader, set a tone and a course, and set a direction for the country. Now, I still don't think Donald Trump is qualified to be president of the United States, and it remains to be seen if he will be able to do the job well. But people were just tired of being promised and hope and change, and then never seeing any hope and change being brought to them. Maybe people, out of that 20 million people who were laid off in that Great Recession, like myself, have never seen themselves get back on their feet. And they're looking at this country and they're looking at the direction it's going in under Barack Obama, and they didn't want 4 more years of Hillary Clinton pushing that same agenda, which was not bringing them any sort of hope, any sort of change, any sort of opportunity. Yes, your economy looks like it's doing better on the surface, but many people are still out of work and they're being told to go out and go get a college degree, when many people with college degrees like myself will tell you that that college degree is absolutely worthless, because your employers are going to come to you and talk about they want experience, they want something else, and they're frustrated. They're seeing that there's no opportunity for them, so they're desperate enough to take any sort of person who offers them some sort of opportunity or a chance at an opportunity, which is what they did not get under Barack Obama, in spite of all of his promises. He made promises to give people change, and people got nothing at the end of the day except a big health care bill that many won't be able to afford to pay next year, and more problems from on the local level, like here in New York, where we have a 5-cent bag tax coming up, where you can't even go to the store to buy groceries because they're going to charge you 5 cents for each bag. And these policies that the Democrats have pushed through have made life unbearable and untenable for the average working American. Americans have decided that enough is enough, and we the people just decided we didn't want another 4 more years under Democrats, which pretty much have proven that they are ineffective leaders, they have no vision for the future, and they just don't have any clue on how to run a government. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.